People like to act like cheating just happens, like we trip and fall into bed with someone else. No, I knew what I was doing. Every step of the way. Let me be crystal clear. I didn't cheat because I was drunk or lonely or emotionally neglected. I cheated because I wanted to feel something, because I was suffocating, because being married to Anthony, Mr. Perfect Husband, made me want to scream. He was stable, dependable, predictable, and I hated every second of it. I married a man who folded his laundry with hospital corners and watched the same finance YouTube channels like it was porn. He thought date night was Thai takeout and spreadsheets. Meanwhile, I was fading. I used to be fun, spontaneous, alive. But after 5 years of marriage, I felt like a ghost, invisible in my own life. Anthony didn't see it. He thought the mortgage, the bills, and his damn Roth IRA were keeping us close. They weren't. So yeah, I started dressing up more, buying new lingerie. He didn't notice, but other men did. One in particular, Charles. Charles was the kind of man your mother warns you about and your body can't stop craving. Tattoos, gold chain, trouble in human form. The first time I saw him, he was working security at a club I went to with coworkers. He didn't check my ID, just looked me up and down and smirked. I hadn't felt seen in years. I went back the next weekend, alone. He remembered me, called me wifey as a joke. I didn't correct him. I liked the way it sounded coming from his mouth. It started with texts, flirty, teasing. Then they turned explicit. God, it felt good. Someone wanted me, craved me, told me I was sexy instead of efficient or practical. Charles made me feel like a woman again, not some live-in assistant keeping Anthony's color-coded life on track. I knew it was wrong. I knew he was dangerous, and that was the point. The night it happened, Anthony was working late, again. I wore that black dress he never complimented, sprayed perfume between my thighs, and went to Charles' apartment like a woman possessed. It was fast, rough, filthy, and I loved every second. I thought it would end there, a one-time escape, but it didn't. I kept going back, telling Anthony I was networking or running errands. Lies slipped off my tongue like wine. Anthony never questioned me. Of course he didn't. He trusted me. He thought his good behavior protected him from betrayal. It didn't. I kept chasing the high, the danger, the chaos, the validation. Charles was unpredictable, wild, everything Anthony wasn't, and I hated that it turned me on so much. But here's the thing about living in a fantasy. It always ends. It was a stupid mistake. I left my phone on the couch while I showered. Anthony came home early. I heard the silence before I saw his face. He stood in the doorway, holding my phone like it burned him. He didn't say anything at first, just stared. I saw the screen, Charles's message in big bold letters. Can't wait to feel you again tonight, baby. Everything stopped. My heart, my breath, my life. Who's Charles? He asked, voice flat. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. What could I say? That I'd traded his loyalty for street-level thrills? That I risked everything for a man who didn't even care if I got home safe? Anthony, you cheated on me. With a gang member? His voice cracked on the word gang, like even he couldn't believe it. I'm sorry, I whispered. And I was, but not for the reasons he needed. Anthony moved into the spare room that night. No screaming, no slamming doors, just cold air between us. The kind you can't breathe through. I watched our marriage rot in real time, watched him get quieter, harder, like a shell closing up. He stopped talking to me, stopped looking at me. The man who used to bring me coffee in bed wouldn't even say good morning. Then he started changing. Physically. He was hitting the gym, losing weight, growing that stupid beard that made him look like a Viking. And suddenly, women were looking at him. That hurt more than I thought it would. Meanwhile, Charles was changing too. Just not in the way I hoped. He got colder, stopped texting back. One night I showed up at his place unannounced and some other girl answered the door. I asked for Charles. She looked me up and down and laughed. He's busy. He didn't even come to the door. I stood in the rain like an idiot, makeup running, dress soaked, realizing I wasn't special. I was a distraction, a side piece, a game. I gave up everything for him, and he didn't even look back. That's the moment the shame hit. But anger swallowed it just as fast. I tried reaching out to Anthony. Messages, calls, even showed up at his job once. He wouldn't look at me. Please, I begged one night, crying on our front step like some pathetic ex. I made a mistake. He looked me in the eyes, cold, flat, unreadable. You made your choice, Monica. Those words cut deeper than any fight we'd ever had. You chose danger. You chose him. I choose peace. He closed the door. Just like that, I became a ghost in the house I used to run. You think the worst part is getting caught? No. The worst part is the silence that follows. Anthony didn't yell, didn't cuss me out, didn't threaten Charles, he just stopped. He stopped texting, stopped asking how my day was, stopped seeing me as his wife. He treated me like a tenant who overstayed her lease, cordial, cold, distant. At first I tried to fix it. Made his favorite meals, cleaned the house better than ever. I even bought new lingerie. He didn't even flinch. He'd walk in from the gym, towel slung over his shoulder, sweat clinging to his body, and not even glance at me. Do you know how dehumanizing that is? To go from being someone's whole world to being invisible. One night, I walked past the spare room and saw him on his laptop. The screen was filled with some podcast, men talking about betrayal, masculine energy, red pill truth. I was furious. He was listening to strangers talk about me, about women like me, like I was some broken stereotype. She gave herself to chaos, now let her live in it. That's what one of those smug YouTube men said. Anthony nodded. I lost it. You're really letting these losers tell you how to treat your wife? He didn't even turn around. They're not losers, he said. They're survivors, just like me. That was the moment I realized I wasn't getting him back. Not the old Anthony, not the soft one. That version of him was dead. As weeks passed, I watched Anthony become desirable. He dressed better, smiled less, but when he did, it hit different. He walked with this quiet confidence, like a man who'd been tested, and came out harder. And women noticed. I saw the messages. His phone wasn't locked anymore. He didn't have to hide anything. There were DMs from women. A coworker sent a selfie. Some gym girl dropped heart emojis. One woman actually said, "You deserve someone who respects you." I wanted to throw up. I built this man. I encouraged him to chase his goals. I suffered through the boring years, the rice and beans, the budget weekends, the debt payoff plans. Now some blonde with gym leggings gets to enjoy the new him? No. Hell no. I tried running back to Charles. I told myself, fine, if Anthony wants to play hardball, I'll just double down. I texted Charles. No answer. I DM'd him. Read. Ignored. I showed up at his job and got told to leave. The guy who once said he'd wreck me in the best way possible now wouldn't even acknowledge me in public. That's when the panic set in. I had no one. No husband, no lover, no safety net. Just my reflection in the mirror. And she didn't look like someone who had it all together anymore. I couldn't face the truth, so I lashed out. I told my friends Anthony was emotionally cold. I told my mom he was probably cheating now. I even told Charles I was pregnant. It was a lie. He blocked me instantly. I spiraled. I started drinking more, going out more, trying to recapture that thrill, the adrenaline that once made me feel alive. But it never came back. Because once you get a taste of destruction, you either burn everything down or watch it crumble without you. And no one was crumbling anymore except me. It was raining when I went to Anthony's house, our house, one last time. I looked like a mess, mascara down my face, umbrella turned inside out. He opened the door and just looked at me. "Please?" I whispered. "I don't want to be alone." He didn't move. "Anthony, you don't understand. Charles, he used me. I didn't mean for it to get that far. I was bored. You were always working, always distant." He blinked. "And that's why you threw everything away?" he asked. I had no answer, because yes, that was why. "Monica," he said slowly, "you didn't cheat because I failed you. You cheated because you needed attention like oxygen. And now you're suffocating." He closed the door again, gently. Not in anger, but in finality. Anthony moved on. I saw the photos, him and some woman, cute, curvy, confident, smiling, traveling, living. He took her to Italy, a trip I begged for and never got. He calls her my piece on Instagram. Do you know what it's like to see your ex call another woman what you never could be? I hate it. I hate her, I hate him, I hate that he looks better now, I hate that I look at Charles and feel nothing but shame. But most of all, I hate myself. Because I had it all, and I lit it on fire just to watch it burn. No one tells you that chasing excitement is just chasing noise. That's all Charles was, noise. Loud, thrilling, distracting noise that drowned out my boredom and self-loathing. For a while I thought that noise meant passion. I thought the chaos meant he cared. But silence. Silence is the truth. And when the noise was gone, I had to face myself, alone. I kept telling myself, he didn't love me anymore. But that wasn't true. Anthony did love me. He just wasn't loud about it. He didn't send me wild texts or grab me in alleyways like Charles. He made coffee in the morning. He worked hard. He believed in stability. He believed in me. More than I ever believed in myself. And I threw it away for what? A man who didn't care if I was bleeding on the bathroom floor? After Charles ghosted me, I went through men like wine. I downloaded apps, put on my best filters, told myself I'd level up. But every date was a disaster. One guy ghosted me mid-dinner. Another tried to get me to split the bill. One asked me if I had a loyalty kink. I tried sleeping with someone just to feel something again. I cried in his bathroom afterward. I used to walk into rooms and feel wanted. Now I walked in and felt aged. The men I wanted didn't want me. The men who wanted me didn't respect me, and the one man who actually loved me was gone. Every time I saw Anthony post, it gutted me. He looked different now. Harder jaw, broader shoulders, sharper clothes. He didn't even look like my husband anymore. And the worst part? He smiled more. He wasn't posting motivational quotes or vague sad boy captions. He was posting photos of him and her. Mia. That name makes my stomach twist. Mia at the beach. Mia holding his hand. Mia at my favorite Italian spot. She looked happy, natural, safe. The kind of woman you don't cheat on. I hated her, but I envied her more. One night, drunk off cheap vodka and delusion, I wrote Anthony a letter. I never sent it, but I needed to say it. Anthony, I wish I could tell you it meant nothing, that Charles was a mistake I made once and regretted forever, but I can't, because I chased him, again and again, because I needed to feel alive and I didn't know how to tell you I felt like I was dying inside. You didn't fail me. I failed myself. I confused chaos with passion and I punished you for loving me quietly. And now I sit in silence, and I understand. You were never the boring one. I was just too broken to sit still. I hope she treats you better than I did. I hope you're happy, even if I'm not. Monica. I cried myself to sleep that night. And when I woke up, nothing changed. Because healing doesn't come from words, and some mistakes you don't get to come back from. At first, my friends sided with me. They said Anthony was cold, that I needed freedom, that Harles was just a rebound. But over time, they drifted. One by one, they stopped inviting me out, stopped answering texts. They were tired of the drama, tired of me spiraling, tired of watching me break things and then play victim. I became a cautionary tale, the girl who had it all, and torched it for a guy in a hoodie and a stolen watch. Even my own mother stopped defending me. "I raised you better," she said once, after hearing I tried calling Charles again. And honestly, she did. I avoided mirrors for weeks, but one night, I looked, really looked. My eyes were tired. My skin looked dull. I had dark circles and a permanent scowl. I looked older, not in years but in weight, the weight of guilt, the weight of knowing you were the villain. I whispered to myself, "You wanted to feel alive." And now, I felt nothing. No love, no thrill, no peace. Just regret with red lipstick. People love redemption stories. They love the comeback, the "I messed up but I grew" arc. But not all of us get that luxury. Some mistakes are one-way doors. You walk through them, thinking you'll just peek at the other side, and then it slams shut behind you. That's what cheating is. Not just betrayal, but transformation. You don't just betray them, you become someone else. Someone you can't go back from. I'm not the woman Anthony married anymore. I'm the woman who destroyed that marriage. And even if he wanted me back, which he doesn't, I couldn't face myself in that life. Because the woman who cheated doesn't deserve the man who never would have. Sometimes I imagine Anthony in the kitchen, same way he used to be, barefoot, sleeves rolled up, cooking eggs on a Sunday. And I talk to him. I apologize. I explain. I cry. I beg. He never answers. Because he's not there. Because he's with her now. Because I am just a ghost that lives in the corners of his old life. There's no text I could send, no apology that would matter. He moved on. He found peace. And I'm still here. Replaying a conversation that never happened in a kitchen that's no longer mine. Anthony wasn't always like this. When we first got married, he was warm, soft-spoken, thoughtful. He'd buy me sunflowers just because. He'd write notes on sticky pads and leave them on my mirror. He believed in people, in me, in love. But I changed him. My betrayal did something to him. The softness is gone now. The sparkle in his eyes turned into something sharper, like he's always analyzing people, waiting to be lied to again. She gets the stronger version of him, but not the softer one. That version died with me. And I live with the knowledge that I was the one who killed it. I used to romanticize Charles, the tattoos, the danger, the way he'd grab my face mid-sentence and kiss me like he owned me. I mistook intensity for intimacy. But when it mattered, when I needed comfort or reassurance or basic respect, he disappeared. He loved the version of me that betrayed my husband, but he couldn't handle the broken woman left behind. He blocked me, called me crazy to mutual friends, told people I was just some married chick trying to play bad girl. And maybe that's all I was, a bored wife chasing fireworks, only to get burned. I've had time to think. Too much time. Why did I do it? Why Charles? Why destroy something safe for something stupid? And the truth is ugly. I wanted to feel wanted. I wanted to feel seen, touched, desired. I wanted someone to look at me like I was still worth devouring, not just grocery lists and date night budgeting. I didn't cheat because Anthony failed me. I cheated because I didn't know how to sit with my own restlessness. I thought a man could fix it, that lust would fill the void. But no man can fill a hole you keep digging. I used to think karma would show up like thunder, like I'd lose my job, or get cheated on, or crash my car, big, loud, dramatic consequences. But karma is quiet. It's waking up alone on a Sunday. It's deleting a text because you know he won't reply. It's checking his profile at 2 a.m. just to see what joy looks like on someone else's face. Karma is watching the man you broke become better without you. It's not fire and brimstone. It's silence and snapshots. And it hurts like hell. I can't escape him. Not just in memories. In real life. I pass by a car like his on the highway and my chest tightens. I hear a laugh that sounds like his and I freeze in place. Sometimes I think I see him in a crowd only to realize, no, it's not Anthony. Because my Anthony doesn't exist anymore. The man I loved, I killed him. The man he became, I don't get access to him. He looks at me now like I'm just another lesson he had to learn the hard way. And maybe I am. Maybe I'm not a person anymore. Maybe I'm just the consequence. I hate how much I've studied her. Mia. She's everything I'm not, or maybe everything I used to be, before the bitterness took over. She's feminine, kind, confident, but never loud. She doesn't need attention. She just glows. Anthony laughs with her, not polite chuckles, real laughter, the kind I haven't heard in years. And the way he touches her, gentle, proud, like he chose her. I know that look. I used to get that look. Until I started chasing it from strangers. When you cheat, you tell yourself it's just about the moment, the thrill, the touch. But you don't see what you're really breaking. It's not just a marriage. It's not just trust. It's the way someone sees the world, the way they believe in love. You don't just take something from them. You take something from yourself, too. I thought I was rebelling, reclaiming power. But what I really did was lose the only place I ever felt safe. And once you lose that, you never feel safe again. That's the part no one tells you. You think you'll find someone new. You think you'll glow up. You think you'll bounce back. But no one respects the woman who cheated. They'll sleep with her. They'll flirt. But they don't stay. They don't bring her home. They don't build with her. They don't trust her. Because deep down they know if she did it once, she'll do it again. I wore that label like perfume, and no matter how many times I changed clothes, it never washed off. The worst part? He was a good man. That's it. That's the truth. The thing I choke on every time I try to sleep. He was a good man. And I ruined him. Not because he deserved it. Not because he mistreated me. but because I was bored, restless, needy. He was building a future. I was chasing a feeling. He offered me love. I traded it for lust. And now I live in the echo of that choice. Here it is, the thing most women like me will never admit. We cheat not because we're deprived, but because we're addicted. Addicted to attention, to drama, to being wanted, to being worshipped, to feeling new again. And when the man we're with doesn't give us that high anymore, we go looking for it. Not because he failed, but because we're broken. And when the dust settles, we want him to forgive us, to hold us, to fix us. But he shouldn't, because we're the ones who broke it. And if we're being honest, some of us don't deserve to be fixed. If you're watching this, maybe you've been cheated on, or maybe you're the one doing the cheating. Let me tell you something I wish someone told me. The thrill doesn't last. The sex doesn't matter. The validation fades. And the man you lost? You'll never forget him. You'll never forgive yourself. You'll wake up one day surrounded by everything you chased and feel absolutely empty. I thought I was chasing freedom, but all I did was trade love for loneliness.